All right, now to cover Week 3 of the 2022 NFL season. Week 3 started out with a Thursday night matchup between two AFC North foes, those being the Cleveland Browns and Pittsburgh Steelers. This is a rivalry that has gone back for decades on end, and though it has historically been dominated by Pittsburgh, Cleveland did get the better of Pittsburgh on this occasion. Jacoby Brissett, Browns quarterback, coming in for the suspended Sean Watson, had a very efficient game against that Pittsburgh defense. And you can really tell the Steelers are missing the presence of TJ Watt. They were not able to get a lot of pressure on Jacoby Brissett. And Jacoby was really able to do whatever he wanted back in the pocket. And that's really why the Browns were able to come out with a victory. Okay, so moving on to the 1 o'clock games now. Two high-profile teams from last year were finally able to get into the win column this year. Those two teams being the Cincinnati Bengals and Tennessee Titans. Tennessee beat a fledgling Las Vegas Raiders team, who now fall to 0-3, so they're really in a hole at this point. And then Cincinnati beat an old foe in Joe Flacco. Now, this time he was playing for the Jets. Obviously, for years he was the quarterback in Baltimore. So Cincinnati, they were familiar with him. They were familiar what he was going to do. So they were able to really shut him down. He had a big week the previous week, but they were able to shut him down and get into the win column for the first time this year. Moving on to covering the 4 o'clock games now, the Atlanta Falcons pulled out a win over the Seattle Seahawks behind the legs of star running back Cordarrelle Patterson, who ran for 141 yards and a touchdown. Cordarrelle Patterson, he was a Pro Bowler last year, and so far this year he's been able to replicate his success, and he's looking to be well on the way to another Pro Bowl year. And then the other game at 4 o'clock, an old rivalry was renewed between Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. These guys have seen each other a lot over the years. Obviously, they're the two oldest quarterbacks in football, so they have a lot of respect for both each other and within their teams. Ultimately, Rodgers was able to get the victory by a score of 14-12 in a not-so-Brady or Rodger-esque type of game. Very defense-oriented, defense-heavy, but that Packer defense that stood strong and stopped Brady en route to a victory. Sunday's slate of games ended then on Sunday night with a matchup between the San Francisco 49ers and Denver Broncos. This game was really a war for anybody that loves offense. The two teams combined for just 21 total points. The two quarterbacks in this game, Russell Wilson and Jimmy Garoppolo, combined for just a 48 QBR rating. Overall, not much offense, as I said. But Denver was able to pull it out with a victory, as I said, 11-10. The final game of the week then was the Monday Night Football game, and it was between two NFC East foes, those being the Dallas Cowboys and New York Giants. Dallas quarterback Cooper Rush continued to impress in relief of Dak Prescott, and he was able to lead the Cowboys to a 22-10 victory.